Philadelphia. A bitter winter evening. Clyde Shelton, an unassuming inventor, works diligently in his home workshop, his hands busy with a new project. His daughter, cheerful and full of life, making a necklace, a small gift for her mother. Clyde smiles, indulging her with a playful grin. Clyde softly, teasing. "That's two today." The daughter giggles, eagerly wrapping the handmade bracelet around his wrist. Clyde laughs, a gentle sound that fills the quiet workshop. The bracelet is simple but filled with warmth. A small token of love. The moment is perfect. It's everything. And then, it's not. A loud knock at the door shatters the peace and changed everything. Clyde's wife waiting for the help to get the door. Then Clyde's face tightens with confusion. He hesitates before answering. At the door, Clarence Darby carrying a wooden bat. With one swift, brutal swing brought it down across Clyde's head. Rupert Ames delivered a hard kick to Clyde's ribs, knocking the wind out of him. They dragged him into the living room. Rupert Ames bound Clyde's wrists and ankles, yanking them tight behind his back. He duct taped his mouth shut at one point, silencing him as Darby continues the assault. Rupert checks drawers, ransacks cabinets, and empties jewelry boxes. A flash of violence. Clyde's wife stepped out of the kitchen, frozen in horror. Clyde's wife screams. Darby grabbed her and yanked her forward. Clyde writhed on the floor, eyes wide. Clarence Darby says, "You can't fight fate," and stab him and his wife with a knife. Rupert, not interested in the people, says, "Let's just get out of here." Darby says, "Shut up." And then, the tiny sound of footsteps. From around the hallway corner came the one face Clyde couldn't bear to see. His daughter stood in confusion, looking from Clyde on the floor to the strange man in the room. Darby turned to the girl and took her. Clyde, desperate, screaming inside. "No. Please, stop. No. The men take what they came for. And when they leave, they take with them Clyde's freedom, his wife, his daughter, his peace, his soul, his sanity, and his material things." Every second, every scream, etched in his mind. A courthouse. Clyde expected the system to bring justice. Clyde stands in a suit that doesn't fit right anymore, because nothing fits right anymore. Not after that night. The air is thick with anticipation. Hope. Maybe. Closure. Nick Rice is an ambitious prosecutor, says he has 96% conviction rate and aiming for a much higher, a number he guards like a badge of honor. He extends his hand to Clyde. Professional. Distant. Nick says, "We'll get justice." But justice doesn't live here. Inside those courtroom walls, deals are made, not lives restored. Nick sees the cracks in the case, no solid forensics, shaky eyewitnesses, and the looming risk of losing everything at trial. So he makes a choice, not for what's right, but for what's safe. Nick explaining that, if we go to trial, we risk losing both. But if we plead one out, we guarantee jail time. Flipping Darby, we guaranteed at least one conviction. So he cuts a deal. He offers Clarence Darby, the monster who murdered Clyde's wife and child, a deal. Testify against Rupert Ames, the accomplice, and walk away with a lighter sentence. Ames. Darby, the more brutal of the two, gets just a few years and walks free. Ames gets the death penalty by needle. Justice, on paper. In reality, a betrayal. Clyde stands in the courtroom, frozen, watching the man who murdered his wife and child walk free. Darby smirks as he exits. Smug. Untouched. A slap on the wrist. A smug smirk as he exits the courtroom. As if what he did was a footnote. Forgotten. Clyde doesn't speak. He doesn't scream. He just stares, a man whose soul has been gutted in broad daylight. Because the system didn't just fail him. It made a deal with the devil. And Nick Rice, the man who promised justice, shook the devil's hand.